What's good, guys? Today we are going to go over a little guide on best times and worst times to hold your breath. Recently I've got some comments of people asking me, do I hold my breath in this position? Do I hold my breath in this position? So I'm going to start off by saying, ever since I switched to Type B controller preset, I don't really prioritize holding my breath as much as I did when using Type A preset. Because now having to use two fingers on my left side triggers makes my aiming uncomfortable, so I don't do it as much as I used to in Type A. Type A was very easy. You click the left trigger to aim, you use your same trigger finger to click LB to hold your breath. But once you really get used to your controls, you don't have to hold your breath every single time you are in a gunfight. If you're playing solos, you're usually head-to-head, 1 versus 1, unless you're landing hot. But if you land hot, you never have to hold your breath because you're just constantly fighting and it's mostly close range. So if you're going 1v1 and the guy hasn't spotted you yet, I recommend always holding your breath. It gives you more precision to lock down your shots towards your opponent. Now, if your opponent is shooting at you and they're pretty close, I don't recommend you holding your breath. I recommend you either flicking towards them and just spraying at them, taking them out, or run to cover and trying to figure out their location from there, finding them, and taking them out without holding your breath, because it's too fast paced to hold your breath in that situation. Holding your breath takes time, and if you're not used to it yet, then it will take you much longer than other players to hold your breath, lock into your opponent, and start shooting. What I do is aim at my target, hold my breath, shoot instantly. I don't worry about if I am holding my breath or if I'm not. If I click the button, I believe I'm holding my breath. Sometimes it doesn't click down, but 9 times out of 10 it does. So just expect that you are holding your breath. Now, if an opponent is shooting you at a farther distance and you're able to find cover, find their location, and start battling, then there are situations when you should hold your breath. Once you locate them, and figure out where their positioning is, if they're standing still in the open shooting at you, then boom, hold your breath. But if they're behind cover, no need to try to get your aim precise. Just aim near that cover, near their body, and start shooting. It just takes too much time to hold your breath, lock onto them, and shoot them before they already take you out. But other than that, always make sure you're holding your breath if you're the first one to take shots, especially on those people that are looting, crawling, or standing still aiming at another opponent. Make sure you hold your breath, lock in, and tap that head or body, and just get a nice clean shot on them so they go in panic and you have a better advantage from there. Now, if you're in a duo or squad game, holding your breath is a little more difficult because there's a lot more people to worry about. As soon as you freeze and stop moving to hold your breath, somebody else could have a nice shot on you and take you out fairly quickly. So hold your breath if you know you could take one of their teammates out. Because if you take one out, the other one takes you out, and your teammate's 1v1 situation. It's trade for trade, and you have to trust your teammate from there. But if both opponents are shooting at your teammate, you should easily take your time to hold your breath, take one out, and then advance to the next one and do the same thing. But if it's a intense battle and all you guys are shooting at one another, then don't worry about holding your breath unless it's at far distances. If you guys are fairly close to each other, battling out, don't worry about holding your breath. Skip that phase and just battle through without doing that. I always recommend holding your breath if an opponent isn't aiming at you, because you have that slight second to get that little zoom in and take them out. Especially if a player is running side to side, I really like to zoom in a little bit more because I tend to lose sight of my opponent when shooting at them as they're running, and having that holding breath feature with a slight zoom in is really helpful for cases like that. Now onto sniping and holding your breath. This is one of the harder features, especially in Type A preset, because you're using your left middle finger to aim, and then you're using your left pointer finger to hold your breath. So what I've been doing is I just believe that I'm holding my breath with my left pointer finger as I'm peeking around. That way, I just do a quick aim, hold breath, and take my shot. Quick, hold aim, take my shot. You need to make your shots quick and precise without taking your sweet time to aim for the head. Know that their body is there and take a shot at it. Holding your breath is not mandatory for snipers. It is helpful though. But if you're using a sniper every game with a nice scope, you could get used to not holding your breath and still hitting your shots. I mainly hold my breath when I want to land that nice headshot. So guys, to go through a rundown of what I'm trying to say is, when it's up close and personal, don't worry about holding your breath. Just take out the targets. If they're not aiming at you, hold your breath, take out the target. If they're farther away, hold your breath so you get a slight zoom in with the 1x optics. and you can see where your target is. And for snipers, if they're not aiming at you, obviously hold your breath. But if you guys are in a tight fight, try to work it without holding your breath. Practice some of those, guys. And after a while, you'll just have to barely hold your breath and take the shot. Another option with the sniper is when you're looking for your opponent's location, zoom in, start holding your breath behind cover, and then slowly peek toward your target. That way you could maybe catch them before they catch you for the headshot. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope this holding your breath guide kind of helps you out, what I was trying to say, what I was trying to explain. And if it does, please give this video a like. I'm shooting for 50 likes, so help me achieve that goal. Sub to the channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the bell to get notified when a video of mine goes live. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.